watch later, then you can turn your video, you can turn yours off so that you'll see me, but we won't see you. But before we do that, I'd like to just sort of see where everybody is at and get a sense of what would be good today for you. So I see James, Jay, and I can't see the name of, what's that? James. And we have Beverly. So maybe we could just, if anyone has something that they want to say, like if this is your first time doing yoga, if you've got something that's really bothering you, your shoulder that hurts or something, those are the kinds of things I'd love to know, and I would work on something that is just for you, because I want this class to be for you. So I can do general stuff, but I could do more specific if anybody has anything. So is like a raise the hand thing a good idea?
Yeah, or they could just unmute themselves and speak now, if that would help. And then actually what I'll do is I've unmuted everybody, so as everyone can talk to Renee right now before I mute everybody, so you can do the class. If anybody has anything they're interested in working on, now might be a good time to throw out some suggestions.
I'm particularly interested so I can work with my father.
Okay.
That has Parkinson's, and he's pretty strong, but he's seated most of the time.
Okay.
So I do like that you have the seated versions, but I like to do yoga myself, so I work with him doing what I can do.
Okay, and at some point I could do, it would be fun to show you partner yoga, something you might be able to do with him.
Okay.
That might be something you can.
But his main complaint is like his neck area.
Okay.
So.
Okay, thank you, Mary.
Sure, thank you.
Anybody else have any issues or something that's screaming out at them to say, ooh, I need this? All right, then I guess we'll just go ahead and go forward.
Okay, so I'm going to mute everybody now. You would have to unmute yourself to speak or to write in the chat box, so as I could take it from there.
So my camera just conked out. It was fine 5 minutes ago. So is there any way I have mine on speaker view, but I'm seeing you. So is there any way to switch that?
Sorry, are you seeing me or?
Yes, I see you.
Gallery? So
because I am on speaker view and I can't.
You should be able to see, it's up at the right hand side at the top.
I either have gallery view or speaker view.
Yeah, so you want to be on speaker view. You're seeing me?
Yeah.
That's bizarre. Let me just ask. I'm going to unmute everybody to see. Is everybody else only seeing me on, if you could talk, or are you seeing Renee?
I'm seeing Renee.
Okay.
I see the speaker.
I see all the other participants and you, and sometimes Renee.
Okay, so you should be, whenever Renee speaks, you should be able to see her. Whoever is speaking is the person you can see. So yeah. Renee, you need to change that.
So when I speak, I see, when I'm in gallery view, I see my box lit up. And when I'm in speaker view, I still see you. Is that because you're the host?
Could be. So you may want to stay in gallery view so you can see everybody. Yeah. Everybody, doing their classes.
Okay, so we're gonna do a little experiment and see what you can see of me. Because like I said, I had the camera fine before. So can everyone see, I'm gonna step back a little bit and put it up here. Sorry if I'm making you dizzy. I wanna just make sure you can see me. So there's my chair.
Yeah, we can
be there. You can see me. So can you see my feet? And
Yes,
look at the top of my head's cut off.
yes.
Okay, so we'll start in our chair. And this is our seated mountain position. You want to have your legs are directly out from your hips. Your feet, if you don't have that right angle, at your ankles and your knees. And if you, I have long legs and a short chair, so I put a cushion on my chair so that my knees are coming out level and they're not too far down or up here. So that's where we want to be with our seated mountain. Then we want to wiggle around a little bit and feel those sit bones and get your weight nice and even on them. Because I know I tend to like lean to the left. Back when we could get haircuts, my hairdresser used to tell me to sit up straight because, you know, with Parkinson's, we tend to lean. So a cue that you can use is the sit bones and your weight being even on them. Then wiggle that around and get nice and even, and then a little pressure into your feet, a little pressure into those sit bones, but then lift out of your spine as though if you imagine it like a hospital straw, and one of the bendy straws, and you got to open it up. So you're looking at that spine is opening up. If your shoulders crept up, let them drop away from your ears. Now we're just going to rest our hands on our thighs. From here, we're just going to take a big deep breath through the nose if you can. I know it's pollen season, but through the nose and feel it really going down. So don't stop at the chest. Inhale through your nose, feel it in your chest, but then send it all the way down to the bottom of your lungs, which is at the bottom of your ribs. So bring that full breath in and feel the expansion in your ribs. Then when you exhale it out, feel how your ribs contract down. When you think all the air is out, squeeze a little bit more. And try that breath again. And let it exhale out. We're going to do that one more time and notice what's going on as you let that breath, as the focus on the breath in and out. Like the world settles down a little bit. Let's get some movement in here. Let's let one arm just swing. It's just like a pendulum swinging from just getting the shoulders warmed up. And let that one switch over to the other arm and let that one swing. So while we're focusing on our movement, let's let that stop. We're also focusing on our breathing. So we're going to keep those nice full breaths in and out. We're also going to ask you to keep aware of what's going on in your face. If you're, if you're concentrating, your eyebrows are stitched together or your teeth are clenched, just every now and then check in and see if you can notice what's going on in your face. So let's go ahead and we're going to sweep one arm up overhead and back down. Up overhead and back down. Next time it goes up, go ahead and reach. And notice if you're reaching just through the shoulder or if you're bending to the side to get that arm up. If you're bending to the side, try and just get the arm up wherever it goes to. If it only goes to here, that's fine. But keep the body straight and let the arm, we're just working the shoulders right now. And let your elbow bend and your fingers sort of crawl down the back of your neck. And if you can take the other hand and assist that elbow up towards the ceiling and feel lengthening in the underside of your arm. And let that go and shake it out. And let's go into the other side. So you're going to sweep it up. And notice that it's all moving from the shoulder. Everyone looks pretty good. Yeah, you could wave. Perfect position to wave from. And then go ahead and bend your elbow and let those fingers crawl down your spine. And if you can use the other hand to assist that elbow up towards the ceiling. and get that lengthening in the underside of your arm. Everyone feeling that? That's a spot that is usually tight on everybody, not just Parkinson's people. Everyone feeling that tightness there? Yeah. Let that go. Notice what's going on in your face. Most yoga classes, they sort of work from the neck down, but we know we have to work on our face because some of us have that masking and crooked smiles. And so I'm going to start with just focusing on if you feel your face tensing up, trying to let it go. And we'll also do some face yoga. Now we're going to sweep. We're going to turn our palms out. We're going to start with the breath. On inhale, we're going to sweep them up. You can have a look up, that's fine. If not, if that hurts your neck, just look forward. Exhale, your arms open. Inhale, reach and turn your palms out. Big ah on the way down. Ah. And turn the palms out again. We're going to sweep them up. And then inhale. Exhale and open. Greet the sun. We have a rainy day here, but I'm going to pretend the sun's out. I'm greeting the sun. Reach up, palms out, and all the way down. Circle the shoulders. Big exaggerated circles. And then go the other way. You're going to squeeze your shoulder blades together and come forward. Notice that feels good. Mary had mentioned neck. I know my neck bothers me a lot, so we'll work on some neck loosening up. We're just warming up here. We're working up to a warrior pose because these days I think we need to be warriors. So let's just start out loosening up our neck though. So get back in that seated mountain if you started slumping, or just sort of check in with yourself. Notice where you're at. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. And we're going to be, just drop your chin down your chest. So that's the only thing that moves, is your chin dropping down your chest. And see if you can notice what's going on in the back of your neck. Is it on one side that you feel the stretching? Do you feel it on both sides? Just notice. So we're going to come back up, and then we're just going to go halfway down. And take your fingers and place them on the back of your head, and you're going to press your fingers into your head, so you're pushing your head down, but your head is going to resist it. So it's an isometric stretch. So you're not moving at all, even though your neck is working and your fingers are working. So go ahead and press, but hold that position, but don't hold your breath. Let that breath be nice and flowing. Then inhale, go ahead and release your fingers and let that come down and come back to center. And this one, on an exhale, drop your chin again. And just notice if did that ease it up a little? Does it go a little further? And from there, go ahead and let your chin swing from one shoulder back down to the center to the other shoulder. Like your grandfather clock, and it's a pendulum. And bring that back to center. Now we're going to look over one shoulder just to see, we're going to see where we get to. We're not judging, we're just noticing. So we're going to turn and look over your right shoulder and just see where you get to and how it feels. Then come back to center and raise that right arm up. And we're going to sweep our right arm around to the right and follow it with your gaze. And wherever you get to is fine. And when you get as far as you're going to go, bring it back. And let your arm just settle down. Back into your left. And now turn and look over that shoulder again. And you got further than the first time, right? It works every time. So we're going to come back to center. And I love this. This is a great stretch to do before you get in the car, so that when you have to turn and look, your neck has loosened up. So we're going to turn and look over that left shoulder. And just notice where you get to. And then come back to center and lift that left arm up and sweep it around to the left and follow the your fingers with your gaze. And when it's all the way back where it's going to go to, sweep it back forward again and let that come down. And then turn around, look over that left shoulder. And you got further, right? I love that. So how's everybody doing? If you can't hear me, point to your ear or something so I know that I tend to like start out loud and then fade. So if anybody can't hear me, point to your ears and I'll speak up again. So let's work down our spine now. We've loosened up the neck a little bit. Let's go ahead and put our hands on our lap, palms down, and you're gonna start with an inhale, and on the exhale, start to round your back. You're starting from the middle of your back. So when you start to exhale, squeeze your belly button into like it's trying to reach the back of your spine. And then go ahead and let your body round down. So open up the back of the ribs, and then the shoulder blades open up. And then you can round your shoulders and drop your chin. And you can even use your hands on your lap to push away and make that back really rounded. Think of it like a Halloween cat. And on your next inhale, we're going to start the movement again from the middle of the belly, but from the front. So we're going to open up. So reach the belly towards the wall across from you, and then your ribs open up and the shoulders drop back. If you want to have a look up, just look to where like the wall and the ceiling meet. And then big inhale here, we're going to exhale and round down again. And inhale, we're going to come back up. Starting with the breath and let the movement follow that. And then one more back down. And we'll come back to center. Separate your feet, maybe mat width apart. If you don't have a mat, just sort of a little wider than hip width apart. Just gonna do some ragdoll. So you just let your hands dangle. We're just gonna flop down. You're just gonna roll down and roll back up. And then roll over towards one big toe. Back down, bring that back up. Head towards the other big toe. Rolling down and back up. So now we're going to reach our arms out. Inhale them up, and on exhale, we're going to just hinge forward and sweep our arms under our chair. If you've got a chair that you can reach your arms under. If you have a chair that has a bar or something, so you can reach the bar, or you can hold on to the legs of the chair. You're trying to get a nice long back here. And then walk that forward. And an inhale, we're going to come back up slowly as though you're stacking one vertebrae on top of each other. How's that? Everybody with us? Good. Switch your arms out into a T. And if you're going to notice again, if they're squeezed up to your ears, let them drop away. And we're going to drop the right hand down to the leg or the side of your chair, and the left hand sweeps up. And you can have a look up if that's comfortable for your neck. And then let that come back down. Circle the shoulders. And then inhale, let's sweep those arms into a T again. And so we're going to sweep it the other side. You can sweep the left fingers down, the right ones are sweeping up. And you can hold on to this leg of your chair or the side of your chair for support. And reach. Let that go. And circle those shoulders. Let's sweep our arms in front and cross over each one. Another good shoulder loosener. While we're here, let's go ahead and let that stop. We often don't work our fingers and wrists, so let's go ahead and put your hands together like you're going to pray, and then just let the finger pads stay together. Let the heels of your hands separate and do sort of these finger push-ups. So you're pressing into the, I'll come closer to the camera. You're pressing into your fingers So you're doing these finger push-ups. And then I'll say close, because then let them close up again and just push into one wrist and then the other wrist. You're just getting those wrists loosened up. And then we're going to open up. You do one finger at a time, each hand curling them up and then opening them up. If you want to be really tricky, you start with one hand and then go to the other hand. It sort of, it takes a little coordinating. And shake that out. And then interlace our fingers. And notice which index finger is on top. Unlace and relace so the other index finger is on top. It feels really weird, right? And we always do it the same way. This is a good brain teaser. We're going to turn our palms out. Take a breath in here and exhale as you push the air away. And then inhale as you sweep them up. And we're going to hinge over to one side. Back to center, nice and tall, and hinge over to the other side. And back to center. Let those knuckles turn up toward the ceiling. And then you're going to sweep them down towards the wall across from you. And let your index fingers point out as you're pointing in the wall opposite you. You want to go paint on that wall. You can't reach it. Reach. You're using the support of your feet and the back muscles to keep yourself parallel to the floor here. And let that sweep up again. Exhale those arms down. That's one that generates heat. If you're chilly, that one will warm you up. Let's work down to our hips. So come to the front edge of your chair. Walk yourself up to the front edge of your chair. And put your hands, you can use your hands for support and just let your knees flop from side to side. It's a good opener for the back. And let that go. So we're going to work into warming up. We'll do a twist first because twists, anytime you can twist during the day, it's great. And twists it gives your organs a ride, it gets your vertebrae turning, and I can't believe how many times I've said constipation in my yoga classes, but twisting can really help with constipation. So we're going to do a twist. So we're going to start with one hand. It's just going to be a simple twist. Take your right hand and sweep it over to the left shoulder. And then your left hand, if you can reach it behind without any pinching in your shoulder. If there's any pain in the shoulder, keep your hand in front. But if you can reach behind to the opposite hip. So we're going to lift up nice and tall. And on an exhale, you keep your chin in line with your sternum. So we're going to, on an exhale, you're going to sweep, sort of push that hip forward with your hand. So you're turning at the hip, and you're also pressing into your shoulder. So you're doing like a spiral staircase. So on the inhales, you're going to lengthen up. Exhale, you're just going to turn a little bit from the hips up. So then we're going to inhale, lengthen up, exhale, then turn a little bit more. Maybe your ribs are turning now. Inhale up, and then your shoulders are turning. And then we're going to let that go and unwind, uncoil. And let's go ahead and switch to the other side. So you can bring your left hand over to your right shoulder. And if there's no pain in the shoulder, to bring your other hand back behind. And we're going to lift up on an inhale. Exhale and turn your hips. So you don't want to keep those sit bones planted. You want to actually turn them. And then keeping your chin in line with your chest, we're going to inhale, lengthen up again. And let the ribs turn. And the next exhale, the shoulders turn. And we'll uncoil that. So we'll start with a seated warrior. And then we'll move into a standing one for anyone who wants to stand. If you want to stay seated, you can do a second seated one. So the warrior poses, you would think the warrior, there wouldn't be warriors in yoga. You know, yoga people are calm and compassionate, right? Well, the warriors aren't designed to do battle. They're sort of, it's a way of armoring yourself so that you are prepared for anything. And in this day, with everything going on, it seems that warriors would be a good thing to do. So there's strengthening and they provide flexibility and balance. So let's start by coming up to the front edge of our chair. We're going to kick the right leg out to the side. Now I always start with the right leg because that's my stronger leg. And so I like to start with the stronger one because I think the muscle memory kicks over. So if your left one is stronger and you want to do that, that's fine. There's no rule about the right or left starting first. So I'm going to kick that leg out. Hopefully you can see me. I've got it out. It doesn't matter sort of how far you got it out. You want to notice that you're still sitting on both sit bones evenly. So if you kicked it too far, you'll notice you're going to lean one way or the other. So notice those sit bones again. You want to be nice and even on them. And the bent knee is right over your ankle. And you're lifting up nice and tall. Now we're going to put our arms into that T position again. And turn to your left arm is over your arm that's over the bent knee. So whether it's right or left, it's bent. Mine, it's my left. So I want that left arm over the left knee. Your right arm is reaching behind. And notice where your body is. Notice if you lean forward or back. You want your body to be straight. So we're actually like reaching towards the future. We know what's going on in the past. But we can't change the past. We can't do anything about the future. So we're just right in the present. So our body's nice and plumb with the present. If your shoulders crept up to your ears, let them drop away. And then on an inhale, a little pressure into the foot, your left foot on the floor, into the sit bones, sit up and reach, really reach. Then bring that left elbow down to the left knee. And let that right hand sweep up overhead. And that's fine if you want to stay there. If you want a little more, you can sweep it all the way over. You don't want to go forward, you want to go over. So you'll feel that lengthening in the side. And let that come on back and come back around. Are you feeling stronger? Y'all look great. So go to the other side, and then maybe I'll check in with everybody after we do the other half of our warrior. So you can scoot over to the side of your chair to kick that other leg out. And so again, the bent knee is right over the ankle. And we're going to notice where we're sitting. If we had to lean to get into that position, we want to change it so that we're sitting on our sit bones evenly and our body is straight. I'm going to reach my arms out into a T again, and this time I'm going to put the left arm over, or right arm over the right leg. And I'm going to sit up nice and tall, and I'm going to press my feet into the floor, lift up out of my hips, reach out through my fingertips. And take a breath in. Exhale, as you exhale out, bring that right elbow down to the right knee and let that left fingertip sweep up to the ceiling. And you can stay there, that's fine. If you want to go overhead, sweeping that right arm. It's almost like your bicep is in line with your ear. And then bring that back up on an inhale. And come on around. So I thought I'd take a few breaths here and sort of notice what's going on. But also, I thought I'd check in with everybody, see if everybody's doing okay, don't have any questions or thumbs up. You can hear me all right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Perfect. So let's we'll take a nice sort of cleansing breath, because we're gonna start we're gonna do the standing warrior. So if you want to stand, I can show you, I can walk you through the getting out of the chair for anyone who wants to do that without using your hands.
Oh,
You're doing the no use your hands to get out of the chair. So your ankles are right under your knees. So you want to kick those ankles back so they're behind your knees. You're up at the front edge of your seat, because it just doesn't work. No matter how strong you are, it doesn't work if you're in the middle of your middle of your chair. You have to be at the front edge. Then you want to hinge forward so your nose is over your toes. And bring your arms up as though you're going to do the breaststroke. So your nose over your toes. Bring that weight to your feet, and then as you do the breaststroke, come on up. Oh, that was great. Everyone did great. Okay, so we're going to take the chair and put it in the front. If you have a mat, hopefully, you want all 4 legs of the chair on the mat so it doesn't slip. So everyone I know you can't see my head, but if I stand back here. And I'm just going to stand sideways so you can see me a little better. But first thing we're going to do is just shift your weight from leg to leg and let your arms be nice and floppy. You can hold on to the chair for support if you want. Nice floppy arms, and this is what I do every time I stand up. It just tells my spine, I'm standing now. And let that go. So I'm going to show from the front first, and then I'll show you from the right. I'm fixing this so you can see my head, but still see my feet. All right, hopefully that works. So let's just start. We're gonna warm up our ankles and knees, because we warmed everything else up, but for the warriors, you have the standing warriors, you want your ankles and knees warmed up too. So we're just gonna bend those ankles and knees and bounce up and down. You can shift your weight to one leg and feel how that ankle is, then the other leg. You'll notice one might be stiffer than the other. We're gonna do a little with our feet first before we go into the standing warrior. If anyone has a block, or a yoga block, or a thick book, or anything else, what else would work? A couch cushion possibly. If you don't have one now, you can watch and then I'll you can see my feet. So you're gonna put the block up against either the wall or the leg of your chair. And then you're gonna step your toes onto the block and slide down so your big toe is on the ground. So your toes are, let's see how it go. So your foot is going on the block like this, and you're gonna slide it down. So your toes are sort of pointing up on the block, and you'll feel that stretch on the underside of your foot. And that's a good gentle stretch, really gentle with that one. Another thing you can do with the block, or you can do it on a stair, the bottom stair, as long as you hold on to the railing, is step up on it and just with the ball of your toe and let your heel drop down. That's another good ankle stretch. So I'm just throwing those out there for what you can do at home, ankle stretching. Oh, we are all at home. What you can do during the day to stretch your ankles, because my ankles get really stiff. So let's go ahead and bounce up and down again. Ankles and knees. If you want to hop a little, hopping is physical therapist told me this. Hopping lines up your bones. So bounce on the bed and do a little jumping. There you go. And now we're gonna just do a half dog before we go into our warrior. So come nice and close to the chair. If you're still seated, I don't think anybody is. They go all standing. If you're seated, you can use your blocks on the floor, or a chair in front of you, or a couch to reach your arms out. But for standing, we're gonna stick one leg back, and then the other one goes to meet it. And then we're gonna hinge at the hips and the shoulders. Press your tailbone back. And we're just coming down with our head between our arms. Nice straight back. I'm gonna show you this sideways so you can see it. You have a nice straight back and you're sort of an L. So your ankles are right under your hips and your shoulders are nice and broad. Back is nice and straight. So feel that lengthening in the back and the legs. If you have any lower back pain, bend your knees. And feel the point where it feels, so you feel the lengthening, but not that, ooh, 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 I can't stand it. You don't want to be at ooh, ooh, ooh. You just want to be at ooh. Just that little bit of lengthening. Now go ahead, inhale, step 1 foot forward and the other comes to meet it. How'd that feel? That's a great, you can do that on the, on the counter, the kitchen counter, the back of a sofa. So for the warriors, you're gonna put the chair on the side. We're gonna stand sideways. You got the chair. It's on my right side. And I'm gonna step my feet. I'm sideways on my mat. I'm stepping my feet sort of shoulder width apart, maybe a little more. A little bit. So first we're gonna start with I'm just gonna start with a star. So push your feet down into the mat, bend your knees, and then push away from the mat as you straighten up. And as you straighten up, go ahead and let your arms come out into a T. So press down your feet, out through your fingers, and up through your head. These are the 5 points of your star. And let that go. Now you're gonna take the foot that is nearest the chair and pivot it so it's pointing under the chair. And if you shifted your weight and your hips shifted over, try and bring that weight back to center. And now we're gonna bend the knee. I'm gonna go this way so you can see that. So you're gonna bend that knee. You can see me. And your ankle wants to be right under your knee. So you just get in a position where you can see that your ankle's over you. You don't want it forward of your knee because you don't want to overextend our knee. So you just want to come back and forth and see how that feels. You don't want a death grip on the chair. That's just there for support. And notice that you're not leaning, your body's straight. So you have a nice bend in the knee and the right. The left is extended out straight behind, and I'm going to bring my body into the center. And I'm going to reach out into a T again. And I'm going to drop my shoulders away from my ears. And I'm going to look out over those right fingertips. So again, I'm aware of what's behind me in the past. Don't know what's in the future. I'm just going to be right here in the present. So in an inhale, go ahead and push away from the floor with your feet. Lengthen up out of your hips and reach out with those fingertips. And then bring that right hand down to the back of your chair. And the left hand sweeps up. You got a nice straight line from your left ankle up to your left pinky finger. And bring that back and straighten that right leg and bring it together. And you can do some hops or some empty coat sleeves, we call them. And then we'll go to the other side. And we'll step our feet mat width apart. Not mat width, shoulder width. I'm gonna turn my mat. Okay. Sorry. Just wanna make sure you get all feet. All right. Take a moment to breathe. That nice full breath. All right. And let's go ahead and step our feet. Notice that your weight is even on both feet. And then we're gonna press down into the feet, reach into that T, out through the fingertips, up through the crown of our head. And a 5-pointed star. And let that go. And go ahead and turn that foot, the left foot this time, so it's pointing under the chair. You're pivoting on that, so the toes are pointing to the chair, but your right foot is parallel with the short end of your mat. And that's just going to take. If you notice, if you step forward, if you sort of lean one way or the other, get yourself back into nice straight position. And we're going to bend that left knee. And you can position it as you can reposition the chair as you need to make sure that ankle is under the knee, not behind it. And then we're going to straighten ourselves out, and you can come up and down a few times just to get the feel for that. You can use the chair for support. You can use the wall sometimes. Helps too. So feel yourself nice and stable there, and then we're going to reach out into a T. And if your shoulders are creeping up to your ears, let them fall away. Turn, look over those left fingertips. You're still reaching back with the right, forward with the left. Notice the strength in your legs, and press down into the floor, lengthen out of the hips, reach. And then let the left hand come down to the back of your chair and sweep that right hand up overhead. One more exhale. Then inhale, we'll step out of it. Come on back and come together, and you can do some bounces or some how'd that feel? Feeling strong? All right, we're gonna do one more. The balance. It's a balance pose. So we stand with your chair. Actually, I'm going to loosen up the shoulders first a little bit. Step back just a little bit so you can reach your chair if you need it. But the warriors sort of make your shoulders work. So let's just loosen them up. You just want to propel your arms forward and let them. Just let those be nice and loose. All right, now we're ready for our balance pose. So for this one, you want to, actually I'm changing my mind. I want you to do a tree pose. If you have a wall to put your chair against, that's great. If you don't, just put your chair next to you. And you see me, yes. So your chair is beside you. You're going to get as close to it as you can. And put your weight onto the, so my chair's on my right, so I'm going to put my weight into my left leg. And I'll bring my leg up to the chair. And if the chair's too high, you can use a block or a couch cushion. You bring your leg up to that chair, or anything that brings your foot up from the floor a little bit. So it can be a block, like I said, a cushion. And you want to have your left leg nice and straight, so you didn't shift your hip. And the right leg is perpendicular to you, and your ankle's under your knee. So you can hold on to the back of the chair, if you can be against a wall for even more support. From here, you can let one arm sweep up the branch of your tree if you want to let go with the other hand. And you can bring them down. Maybe it's windy and they're blowing all over. Or it's autumn and the leaves are coming down. So feel the lengthening in the inner thigh of that right leg. Go ahead and let that come down. Now we're going to switch to the other side. You want to be nice and close to your chair. Shift that weight into the right leg and let the left one come up. And go ahead and let that open up. Notice if your ankle's under your knee. Notice if your body is straight. And again, we can have one arm come up, maybe more branches. Maybe you're a willow tree. And let those arms relax and just take another moment to let that feel that lengthening in the inner thigh. And then we'll let that go and come on down. So let's come back into our seated mountain. And we're gonna do this without using our hands too. We're gonna use our legs. So you can reach your hands out and bend those ankles and knees and let your tail come back down. So let's focus a little bit on our face. Notice if you had tension before, if it's still there. I carry it in my lips and my jaw. So we're gonna do a couple face. First, we're just gonna do. This is from John Argues. I can't remember the it's an acting book. So he has you say lips and really emphasize it. So really bring your tongue out. Lips, lips. And then you say teeth, teeth, teeth. And then jaw, jaw, jaw. You can tap on your jaw a little bit. We're going to from side to side. We're going to do big popping sounds. My favorite, fishy face. And puff your cheeks out. My other favorite is the horse's breath. Take a breath in, nice loose lips and it always feels it feels much better. I always get the zippery lip thing. And after I do this, it feels so much better. You do your tongue too. No one else is around in the room. It's okay if you spit. Doesn't that feel better? So let's go ahead and we're going to do one last. It's a cooling, calming, breathing. It's a heart meditation. So we're going to put our hands together like we did before in prayer position and bring it close to your heart. And then you separate your pinky fingers, ring fingers, middle finger. And then you're going to keep your index finger and your thumb touching, and you're going to turn it and make that a heart. Bring it up to your chest. And then sweep it down your spine. And separate your hands and let just your finger and your thumb touch the other hand. And you're going to sweep that up on an inhale. Bring your hands back into prayer position down to your heart. And we do that again. You just breathe and separate. And what the sort of image that you're sort of thinking of as you're going through this, and your fingertips together and sweeping up, did you imagine what your heart needs? So you're opening up. And what does your heart need today? So you reach out and get what your heart needs, and then You can move that into, you know, what might a friend's heart need? So those are the thoughts that you can think one more time, turn it into a heart. And then take whatever you need back into your heart and cross over your heart. And then we're going to open up. Let your heart reach out, and then we're going to cross our heart again. Let's go ahead and lean back, and you don't have to sit up in that seated mountain anymore. You can lean back. If you have a wall where you can rest your head, then your neck doesn't have to hold your head up. You can kick your legs out. You can put them up on that cushion, and just take a few moments to really settle in your face as well as your body. So start with your forehead and see if you can imagine your forehead's a ribbon and smooth and no wrinkles, no stress. You can even feel your eyebrows sort of dropping away from each other. Imagine your bridge of your nose is broadening. And the roof of your mouth. If your jaw is clenched, if you can just let it ease. Take that breath in again that we did in the beginning, that full breath from the, if you can breathe through your nose all the way down into the base of your lungs. You can even put your hands on your belly and feel how it fills up. You know, like a baby or a puppy when their belly goes up. That's what you want to really fill it up like that, and then exhale, let it go down. Squeeze a little more out, and then inhale. Send that heart energy down into your hips and down your legs into your toes. Take another full cleansing breath. Exhale it out. Wiggle your fingers and toes and scrunch up your nose. And if you were leaning back, go ahead and come into a seated mountain again. We're going to drop our hands down to the side, turn our palms out. Inhale, sweep them up. Press your palms together, bring them down to your heart. May the sun shine upon us, love surround us, and peace fill us. Namaste. So I'm going to take just another minute just to see if anyone has any questions and you know, and how this went. Is anybody unclear on anything or have any questions? Or you all look great.
I've unmuted everyone, so you should all be able to speak to her.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. Good to see you. And any questions or concerns or thoughts?
I have a question.
Yeah.
It's about last week.
Okay.
I wanted you to repeat, please, the name of the author and the poem you recited at the end.
That was Longfellow.
Longfellow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
It's beautiful.
I love that one. For anyone who wants to.
Thank you very much.
I got a good workout, a good stretch.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I thought that was
good.
fun.
It's very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll read
Nice
that.
to see everybody.
I'll read the poem again for anybody who didn't know, missed it.
Okay,
Thank you for
Yes?
the face
I have a
stretch.
question. Is
Uh-huh.
there a specific exercise or if you could show us to help with shuffling, with freezing?
Yes, I have I have that issue too, but I can show you ways that I sort of work through it. If that's helpful. For the poem that Ian mentioned, it's Longfellow, and it's age is opportunity, no less than youth itself, though in another dress. As evening twilight fades away, day is filled with stars invisible by day.
Thank you.
Love that.
Beautiful.
It's, in other words, it's not bad getting old. So next time I'll talk about the shuffling. One thing I do just for Vic is, you know how we were doing the shifting from foot to foot and had the arm swing?
Right.
Sometimes when I'm really stuck or frozen, I'll start that shifting. I'll get a song in my head so I have rhythm. And I'll just sing that, I'll see that sign, I'll just start going, and eventually one foot will come up, and so.
Okay. Try that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Any questions or?
I love what you had us do with our face.
Oh, face yoga is so important. And so many people don't do it. Thank you, I'm glad, because so yoga is so often from the neck down, or they'll say relax your face. Like, how do you do that? You know, so, and we get, so many of us get the lack of expression, and that's just so, it's so hard socially, and bad enough we can't even see, you know, we can't even be with each other now, but you know, anything we do to work on our face, I think is good. It's expression, you know, we can express ourselves, and it just feels good. And yoga masters say that your body can't relax if your face isn't relaxed. So.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much, everyone. So I hope you'll join us again next week for next Wednesday.
Yes, I hope to see you.
Okay.
Thank you, Renee.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
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 Bye. Make sure you all switch off and leave meeting. Renee,
Okay.
you want to stay on with me until we make sure everyone leaves?
Sure.
We're like being good hosts here.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop the recording.